I'm Achal and I'm presenting topic mass media and media monitoring. For this, I like to start it with bit of introduction about what mass media is. However, it's very known topic, but still let me give you its introduction with some features or some perspectives of basic perspectives about mass media. What for giving you general idea of its features and its purposes which had made it so relevant and so known to us. Since mass media is typically a prime source of information on politics of the day, it is a link up which is drafted through newspaper, magazines, radio, television, etc. sources. Mass media has a versatile tendency for accomplishing various purposes, both for business and social concerns. This can include advertising, marketing, propaganda, advertising, public relations, and political communications. Mass media may be verbal or non-verbal, educational or for entertainment, informatory, etc. And on the basis of these things, they may be broadly categorized as print media, electronic media, and new source of media. Now here when I'm saying new source of media, it's interesting to know that this source of media has become so relevant through the boon of internet. Since through internet there are ample of social networkings and social media sites which we are using nowadays as for getting information and for getting more socialized with today's generation and with today's contemporary world. This internet has made all of us living in like a global village, or it has made globalization more successful, I would say. And therefore it also has its relevance in for the mass media zone. Okay, so yeah, so the since the opinion of political man shapes democratic institutions and guides it in making of rules and taking of decisions for the organization of whole society, the public opinion therefore has seminal importance and decisive political value in a democracy. And as a result of it, it is often observed that public opinion is a prize blood of democracy. Therefore, more than anything else, I think that mass media provides a herd for longevity of democracy, for transparency in democracy, and for its smooth, continuity in any state. Because it makes people more vigilant and more active in the politics of their state, and create transparency for the state government or for the governance in any nation. Okay, so mass media, because of its reach and accessibility, becomes one of the most important constituent of public opinion. Therefore, yeah, this point can clear, I think, that how it is a root or herd for the democracy, as it forms public opinion, it shapes public idea, mind, and gives them idea and information and facts for forming their opinions, for forming their particular agenda towards any political ideology or political party. It report and interpret political events and issues. It influence and shape political processes and public opinion. Hence, the role of mass media has become central to politics and public life in contemporary democracy. So yeah, from here we get it. We get that how mass media has its so much significance in day-to-day life of common public, for running states democracy, for connecting people and society. Even the whole globe is connected through this medium. So yeah, these are some basic and general features which had made mass media so relevant and so influencing in our life in this era. Now, as we know that everything has its two faces, so does it apply in mass media. Mass media with these features also have some demerits, or I would say that it has some loopholes within this within itself, within it, because of its some um, some some basic features which do not allow it to be people or socio friendly. These points can include, like, media is always being criticized, or critics of media also says that it generally used to be biased, politically biased, or ideologically biased, and shapes public opinion and makes public opinion also biased toward particular thing. As like media as like media is often criticized for being systematically biased politically and for their growing but unaccountable power. The second critique for mass media says that gradually with their working model, media working is often seen as propaganda tool, and this is something which which is very, which is very much highlighted in this era of mass media, because media is being used as a propaganda tool by several political parties and leaders and different political ideologies for influencing people, for targeting people, or for making their influence among the people. Converting the mindset of people towards them, or influencing the minds of people, common public, towards them politically and socially. Third critique, and even I would say that, yeah, this critique is very much dangerous and very much harmful for sustaining a healthy and social and healthy and friendly social life in any state or nation. Yeah. So third critique of mass media says that there are now often more critics that for coming under the control of state and market forces. Media, okay, here I am mentioning media, that media coming under the control of market forces and state controls. It is being used as their tools for influencing people in many senses for their own purposes. And this led to the corruption in media houses, and this leads to another model of corruption in media houses. Now, other critiques include that moreover media are sometimes used as proxies in battlefield between rival political groups, wherein the press showing divisiveness rather than consensus. Nowadays there in news channels or in editorial columns, there are hot topics becoming more vibrant and more influencing, rather than informatory and factual news, rather than presenting government critiques, or rather than presenting public opinion. There's a trend of hate speeches and hot debates going on in newsrooms and studios. So yeah, this thing is emerging as a threat to a rising democratic media zones, and for a democratic society, or democratic nation. Hence, for overcoming its critiques, there should be the efforts to help media towards the protection of press rights, enhancing media accountability, building media capacity, and democratizing media accesses. So I think these things, or these points, can help media to overcome these critiques and becoming more useful and more vibrant towards its democratic model. Now, talking about my next topic, and my next topic of this whole title, that is media monitoring. For this, I would like to give you some general give you its introduction, what media monitoring is basically. Okay, so media monitoring is the process of tracking, reading, watching, or listening to the editorial content of media sources on continuing basis, and then identifying, saving, and analyzing content that contains specific keywords or topics. The purpose of media monitoring is to track that what is being said about you, your agency, your institution, or your business house, and using that information for adjusting your media and communication strategies in market. And yeah, so yeah, shortcomings in media monitoring can be identified. Shortcomings of any institution or any any agency can be identified through media monitoring, through monitoring for their corrective measure. By that they can use their corrective measures for overcoming their drawbacks and loopholes. Although lack of confidence in or the perception of improper or inadequate coverage by the media may be the cause of initiating a media monitoring. Yeah, these are the major factors by which we can trace media monitoring and its relevance in mass media. Okay, so before concluding my whole stuff, I would like to give you I would like to make you known with some basic principles of media monitoring, because these principles are give you clear your mind, clear your thoughts about media monitoring. Yeah, so these principles include like that principles of media monitoring are to detect that how the government acts to ensure the news media's right to gather and impart information and ideas, how the government and the news media act to provide access to political parties and candidates so that they may effectively and directly communicate. Thirdly, how the government and the media act to ensure accurate and fair coverage of political parties in news and information reporting. And lastly, that how the government and media act to educate the electorate about how and why to vote. So yeah, I think by these points you get a clear picture of what media actually is, and how its existence is so significant in our life and in our states, for continuity of democracy and for our own interest, and for gathering knowledge, information about the rest of society and world. So yeah, in my conclusion, I would like to say that there is really essential need of independent media for a vibrant democracy. Of course, as I said many times, like India, media is the fourth estate, because it provides base to the democracy, root to the democracy, and sustenance of the democracy in its citizens' life. It plays a pivotal role in ensuring justice and benefits of government policies to every zone of society. It has its accessibility, it has its reach to the root of the society, to the top of the society, top of the society. So yeah, it connects roots to the tops.